Hello everyone, welcome to another ODNT Spotlight. I am your host, Steve DeWinter, and I have with us a wonderful author. Her name is Mari Hamill, and she is here to introduce us to her book, Werewolf Nights. And this is good timing. If you're watching this as it's coming out, we're only, about a week away from Halloween. So this is perfect timing for this. So let's go ahead and let's switch on over. Hello, Mari. Welcome to ODNT Spotlight.
Hello, Steve. Thank you for having me here.
Oh, man, thank you. I'm so glad to have you here. And good timing, too. We've got Halloween coming up.
Oh, I'm excited for Halloween. You can guess what I'm going to dress up as. It's going to be a werewolf. Okay.
It's going to be a werewolf.
I gave it away.
At least you're going to say you were dressing up like a werewolf. It just so happens Halloween's on a full moon, so we're not sure.
I know, it's like, we really don't know, but, it would look like a costume.
It'll look very real, very realistic. Excellent. So, so this is your first book.
It is my first novel.
Your first novel, and you decided werewolves. How come?
I've always loved the monsters. I love horror. When I was in my in graduate school, I remember we deal with some intense issues there. Graduate school, we talk a lot about history and the good and the bad things that happen. And there were two things. One, I watch horror movies almost every weekend to escape.
Those were an escape? How bad was school?
Well, it was long hours and the semesters were short, so it was intense. And sometimes it's like, oh my God, it's like just another 200 pages and just another 20 pages of writing and I'll be done.
Oh, man.
And but the interesting thing is as I was writing my doctoral dissertation, I did a chapter on the Salem witchcraft trials.
Ooh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. And it was a sad chapter in American history, but you learn a lot from psychology and then belief and how people react and how they can become superstitious and hunt down others, even though it's not logical.
If you really stopped and take a step back and think about it, you go, no.
But in the moment, right, they managed to believe all those things, just like they did back in the Middle Ages. They persecuted werewolves, and they persecuted other groups too. But some people were condemned and tried for being werewolves.
Really, this is actually new to me, and I've done a lot of werewolf stuff.
Yes,
they had werewolf trials, like we did the witch trials in Salem. They had werewolf trials.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, what was the test they did?
I think I would have to check on that, but I think sometimes there were two cases. There's more, but I'm just gonna mention two. One, sometimes when people were murderers or serial killers or had done bad things, somehow it was hard to believe that a human being could do all of those things. So they would say he must be some kind of monster.
And werewolf is the go-to monster.
Yes. Or sometimes, if they wanted to persecute somebody, they would do the opposite thing. They would say, that person is a monster, therefore we can hunt them down, just like they did with the Salem witches.
Oh, interesting. So dehumanize them first. And then we can do whatever we want to them because they're guilty. Exactly.
And then you kill them. And then in the other case, it's like they were pretty bad to begin with. So you just classify them as monsters and then you kill them too.
Wow.
But it's really intense. But so I chose the werewolf because I wanted to do Salem, but I didn't want to do witches. And I think werewolves, you can play more with them because they're popular, they're less recent. This was in the Middle Ages. Witches were a little bit more recent, and there are still some active witches in the world, so it's a bit more complex. I don't think there are a lot of active werewolves in the world.
Hopefully not. Well, they're secretive.
Exactly, except, the ones that
they've learned to hide very well now.
Yeah. So I wanted to make a town that was based on that kind of superstitious beliefs, so I could see how people change their mind. Like in Whereville, the town where the Werewolf Nights is.
There it is. Hold it up. Yay!
Whereville is the town that claims to have been founded by werewolves. But of course, that was a long time ago. So some people claim they believe in werewolves, and other people claim they don't. But everybody's kind of armed with a silver sword, just in case a creature might appear and attack them.
It's like, I don't believe. Well, then what's with the silver? Well, just in case, but it's not real.
Exactly. Silver. It's interesting. Silver came on later, but it is used to take certain poisons out of the blood. I've read that in a
Right, the
certain place.
silver nitrate, I think.
Yeah,
Is
so
what they use.
scientific article. So it's like it is associated, and since being a lycanthropy is associated with some kind of disease, right? So it's
Right.
kind of
So
the silver takes away like the damaged blood, and it turns you human again, and it
right,
kills.
it's the cure.
Yeah, but
So
back.
and so we kill the rest of you, but we cured you.
Yeah, exactly.
You should
But
be happy. He died human correctly.
you can see that in all the movies, right? When they kill them, the human shape appears again.
And they're still dead.
Yeah.
But we cured them. Yay for us. The good guys win.
So, what I was gonna say, but originally, right, in Scandinavian, the demonization, I've mentioned this in some interviews, the demonization of werewolves became with the church, and they started persecuting pagan religions. Back earlier times, Scandinavia, and you do that, so the myth, that's what you might wonder, why is there a pie, right? A
Right.
werewolf book, everybody's like, a werewolf who eats pie? I mean, who's ever heard of that? That's kind of goofy, right? But no, back in the day, it was a way of going into taking another shape. It doesn't necessarily mean you went out on a killing spree. You could just take another shape by putting on wolf skin or taking certain herbs or maybe a magical transformation.
Right. Wolfsbane and
Yeah, exactly. And then you could heal it also with certain potions.
that is very cool. And in your story in Werewolf Nights, you started out with your mythology. So you took some points of actual mythology, but then made up your own.
Yes. One of the ways of becoming a werewolf, that's like even more ancient times, like right, like Middle Ages, like before, like so a little bit further back in the time of the gods. One of the ways to becoming a werewolf was if a god punished you. You had done a bad deed, and the god would come down and be like, "I will turn you into a werewolf."
Bad dog. Literally.
Exactly. And you shall pay for your misdeed. So in the prologue, I play with that a little bit because I have one of the forefathers of the founders of Whereville. He's been turned into a werewolf, but what we don't know if it's a punishment or if it's a gift. It kind of there's some free will there. It's kind of like he can choose what he does with it.
Yes, so it's like you've been turned into a werewolf and you're a human for most of the time, and it saves your life because you're about to die. And he says, here, God's all, here you go. You're now a werewolf and you're back to human again, but then once a month, you're a werewolf. Go on a killing spree. So Is this a good thing or a bad thing? You can never tell with those gods.
We can never tell. And then also in Whereville, people are never going to know because there's some stories about its past and where people assume all werewolves were bad. But are they really, or is it possible some of them have managed to use their powers for good? You must wait to find out.
There's some good guys. So your story talks about that as to werewolves are not all evil.
Not necessarily.
Just like anything.
The town is divided between hunters and werewolves. If you ask a hunter, they would say you should hunt all of them down. But if you ask a werewolf, they might say, well, maybe I'm using my powers to protect others. But maybe they're lying.
So tell me a little bit about the main character you have for Werewolf Nights.
The main character, her name is Katherine Mercy. So her story, she's being a little bit very unlucky in love, to be honest. She had
we always got to ruin it for our poor characters.
Yeah, she's got to suffer a little bit. I mean, her high school sweetheart left. He wanted to become an actor, so he left and never called her. She doesn't know what happened to him. And then she ended up marrying her best friend, but the marriage wasn't a happy one. She wasn't truly in love with him, and she tried, and he was a bit possessive, and he always wanted to be a werewolf hunter. So he kind of keeps her trapped in the house, saying, because her grandmother has warned her that a werewolf is going to come looking for her. That's what her grandmother repeatedly tells her. She should keep away from werewolf festivals and certain places and stay trapped during the full moon. So he's kind of possessive and keeps her in and, kind of limits her. So
he believes, Grandma totally believes.
Yeah.
Does Katherine believe in werewolves?
Well, she sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. She reads a lot of werewolf mythology, and for her it's more entertainment. But she doesn't live like in fear of an actual werewolf. But what happens is her husband disappears, dies in a boating accident. We don't know. So she becomes a widow, and he leaves her with no money because he had spent all the money
On all his werewolf hunting stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to build a werewolf hunting lodge.
Exactly. He had expensive hobbies, and those weapons are expensive. So
All the bullets are made out of silver. That's a very expensive hobby.
well, they have swords. They have silver. But yeah, I know. So she's more like she's gonna become more and more independent, and it's gonna be actually things that happen in her life. Like at the beginning, she's more of a passive character, but she's gonna become extremely active when she's confronted by events, and then she's gonna grow throughout the course of the novel and turn into a different person because she has to face the challenges. And they have the Festival of the Wolf in Whereville every 7 years, and this time a Hollywood movie production company comes to shoot a movie of one of Whereville's legends.
Oh, so they realize that this town, they're called Whereville. They obviously have a lot of werewolf history, and so we're going to shoot our movie there to get some realism in.
Exactly. So,
They've already built the werewolf lodge.
So exactly. So they're very excited. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, there's like paparazzi here. Look at all these cameras." And like they've never had all this excitement. And the leading lady quits her role, and they want to cast somebody local flavor because they don't want to pay for another actress.
Right.
She auditions, and she gets cast in the role, and then her life is gonna completely change.
Oh, yes.
Once that starts. But what happens is that it's a movie about werewolves, but she starts realizing there are some similarities between her life and the script.
Ooh, somebody's stolen her family story and sold it to Hollywood.
Exactly. And they have marketed it, and somebody has come down perhaps to hunt her, and she falls for her co-star, but he gets bitten by a wolf. So he starts turning kind of
Wolfish.
Wolfish, yes. And she's like, "Oh my God." So they have to figure it out. And she's a very interesting character. Afraid at the beginning because she has suffered, so she's kind of afraid of love because her first love didn't go well. Her husband, that was a complete disaster. But then, Cupid's arrow just, strikes.
Cupid's relentless. He won't give up.
Yes, and she's given another chance. But to actually get that chance and not lose this opportunity, she has to make sure he doesn't turn into a werewolf by the next full moon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she finally found someone that she likes.
And look what happens.
And oh no. So she believes. And then they have to try to film this movie around all this stuff going on too.
Yes.
That sounds like so much fun. That must have been a fun story to write.
It was. I did a lot of research about medieval myths, Scandinavian myths, stories. It was interesting just to how people thought during different ages about the same concept and how they redefined it. That was fun, and yeah.
Excellent. And so, while this is a standalone novel, the story doesn't end completely for all the characters, for everything. You have a sequel in the works, don't you?
I have a sequel.
Yes!
Yes. The sequel is called the Full Moon Bakery, and it's going to be a murder mystery.
Ooh, interesting. I bet you the werewolf did it. I'll make the claim.
Well, we're going to find out.
I am Poirot. I am Sherlock Holmes. The werewolf did it.
He did it, yeah.
Or a human did it, and he's blaming the werewolves. Uh-oh.
And I'm very happy. I mean, Werewolf Nights has gotten excellent editorial reviews from Reader's Favorite and Midwest Book Review. So it's really, I've had a really positive response.
And then Hollywood should want it because it's got Hollywood in it.
That's what I say.
There you go. A movie about a book about a movie about a story.
Exactly.
Hollywood loves that stuff. So when you were doing this, you did a lot of research on werewolves and mythology, and not just sticking with what Europe said, but also going to Scandinavian mythology and then trying to make it fit in the U.S. because you're in North America, because you wanted it to be set in North America.
Yes.
So when you did all the research, did you outline your story ahead of time, or did you just sit down and say, well, here's my ideas that I had, and let me just start once upon a time, and just started going for it?
I usually, instead of outlining, what I do is just I write a really, really rough draft.
Oh, okay.
So I write, like, what would you say, skeleton chapters.
Right. Very nice. That, I think that's what I did with my last one. When I was done, it was like 20,000 words long. It was like 80 pages. And that's my outline.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. And then I go expanding and adding, because I've tried to outline, but it always changes.
Yeah, that's the thing we find with outlines is you don't stick to them.
When the werewolf comes out during the full moon, you can't really control him or her, right?
He's going to do his own thing.
And either you hunt down that werewolf, or that werewolf's just going to completely change your story. So the werewolf kept completely changing my story, no matter how much I try to control it. Because they say a metaphor, like in some scholarly books, the werewolves are the part of our humanity that we cannot control. I mean, this is a quote. This is like the hunger and the lust and the rage. So it's really humanity just gone wild.
It's humanity to the extreme in this one direction.
Yes, that's one of the interpretations. So it's a little bit like that with the creative force. I mean, you're a writer too, so it's like you never know when something else is gonna hit you. That full moon's gonna strike and completely change the adventure.
Wow, yeah, especially if you're trying to tell a story with it and something happens and you just woo out of left field. Didn't see that coming, which is perfect for the reader, because if you didn't see it coming and you writing it, they won't see it coming, and it makes it exciting adventure for them.
Yeah, I think so too. You never know who the werewolf's gonna kill next. That's the thing. Yeah, I try to hide my characters and protect them as much as I can, but you never know. I mean,
those werewolves, man, they are cagey.
They are powerful.
So we've got the sequel coming on, and you went and you actually got all sorts of study, and you actually studied abroad. You're writing this. You wrote this novel in English. But you also have several other languages that you know. You've got, what, French, German, a little bit of Italian? How come you learned so many languages? I can barely speak English, and that's my only one.
That was a lot of work. Well, in Puerto Rico, I started learning English in first grade. So that was an advantage, and I'm grateful for that. And then when I went to graduate school, I decided I wanted to study comparative literature. So they have a language requirement, and you have to do a third language. And University of Michigan actually was #1 in programs abroad.
Oh,
so I'm like, oh wow, the world has opened its doors to me. People who think you need a lot of money to travel, well, think again, because you don't.
You don't. No, all you just need is to go to University of Michigan, and then they will send you everywhere, right?
Yeah, they're very cutting edge in that, and I'm very grateful for that. And they're very open-minded. They understand that it's like you got to learn certain concepts in the classroom, but you also have to go out there, especially if you're doing a comparatist approach, and understand what other people are about. Otherwise, it's going to be too close-minded. So I got a grant, and I went to study at the Sorbonne for a year, also comparative literature. And that was nice.
Did you get much studying done?
I try to balance, but I mean, balance is fun.
Balance is good.
Well, if you go to the theater, that counts. And if you go to the concert, that counts. And if you go to the cinema, that counts as research.
Excellent.
And the museum, of course.
Of course. Can't leave those out.
You check out as a study hour. It's interactive.
Oh, that is so cool. So you also have an event coming up October 29th. So if everyone here is watching this video on YouTube or embedded in a website and it's before October 29th, you can see Mari at a local event. What is this?
It's gonna be. I'm gonna talk about the mythology of the werewolf in popular culture. I'm gonna talk a lot about movies, the research that I did, different constructs of it. It's gonna be really fun, and I'm gonna take questions, of course. So bring questions.
And where is this taking place?
It's gonna be at the Santa Monica Public Library.
Santa Monica Public Library. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
On October 29th?
At 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
in the Martin Luther King Jr. Auditorium.
Oh, excellent.
You can look at it on their website. They invited me to talk, and I'm very honored. And it's a very nice library. For those of you who know, Santa Monica is in California, close to Los Angeles, Venice Beach, where I live.
That's the one that's in all the movies. Anytime they show the beach, it's Venice Beach. Yeah. That's the only beach in California, apparently.
So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I've been watching a lot of movies, and I'm reading books, and it's just fun. I can't wait. And it's gonna be Halloween,
Oh, it's perfect.
So werewolves are invited to come as long as they behave. And
come dressed as your favorite werewolf.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Excellent. So you have a second book in the works. You've already told me it's a murder mystery, or it's a mystery novel, and so you don't want to give any spoilers, but do you have other books planned? What else can we expect from the great Mari Hamill after you get done with the second book, Full Moon Bakery?
I'm working on a screenplay, so we'll see how that goes, and that's about dating in Los Angeles. And it's a little bit about how we've had, ups and downs in the economy, and how the economy has affected a little bit our habits, and also the internet revolution, and how that's completely changed the way we interact and meet other people.
So is that a nonfiction?
It's gonna be a screenplay.
Oh, screenplay. Yeah. Sorry.
So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, I would totally watch that on Netflix. I mean, that's my guilty pleasure. Is my wife goes, oh, I'm like, ooh, there's another romantic novel, romantic story on Netflix. What's called the chick flick.
Yeah.
And I love those things.
They're so much fun. And you see how things change. Like, you see how values change from one movie from 10 years ago to one now. It's like, and now it's with texting, and there's not even phone calls. Before it's what the phone is ringing. Oh my God, did he call?
Well, surprisingly, I was talking to someone else. We were trying to coordinate doing something, and all of a sudden my phone starts making this weird noise. And I look down, and they're using Facebook to call me.
Oh, wow.
They don't even have my phone number. I don't have their phone number. But because we were both on Facebook...
You're getting a phone call?
I was getting a phone call. I'm like, hello? What is this doing? I don't know what's happening. So everything is changing. No more give me your phone number. It's let's friend on Facebook. Now I can call you and message you and text you. And
exactly, yeah. It has changed.
I'm glad I don't have to date anymore. I don't think I could keep up with this.
That's what a lot of people are saying. Because what happens is with the transition of, the ones who start with the new techniques, they're just kind of adapting. But the other people are like, this doesn't work out. This doesn't make any sense.
And then everyone goes on a date, and it's the whole date spent like this.
On the phone, yeah.
But you're texting the person across the table from you, apparently. Because
and you gotta take a selfie or a couple of selfies.
Exactly. Well, that sounds interesting. So a screenplay, and does it have your romantic lead and your main character, and does she get her happily ever after? That's really what I'm asking.
Well, it's gonna have a happy ending, but it's gonna be about three friends who reunite after many years, and they thought they'd be married by then, but they're already in their 30s, and that's another thing that changed. The marriage age changed. For the people who didn't get married earlier, there was a shift, and then people started marrying in late 30s, 40s, and that's more common now, I think.
Yeah, getting older and older, and then becoming older parents or not parents at all, and everything. It's so different.
So that's a lot of those things. So they're gonna be like their mid to late 30s, and they're gonna be like reuniting, and they're gonna try to use their original techniques, but
they don't work.
Those are all gonna bomb. I mean, it's like, wait a second, why is nobody paying attention to us? It's like so outdated. So
well, that sounds like a great project. and everything. So, all right. Well, I have covered just about everything that I had. Before we close down the interview and shut this off, is there anything else that you would like the people who are watching this or your readers or potential readers to know?
Well, I'm having a Kindle sale, $2.99.
Ooh!
It's for the month of it's for a Halloween Kindle sale, so take advantage of that.
Excellent. And I have, for those of you who are watching this on YouTube, or if you're watching this embedded in another site, click the button right down there that says Watch on YouTube. I have the description down below, and I include her Amazon link, so you can go there and get it right now for 99 cents on Kindle. As well as connecting with Mari, I have her website, her Facebook, her Twitter, her Google+, her Goodreads, and her YouTube video, which there's a couple test videos on there and I think one video, so you're still working on that one, but people can still subscribe to it, and when you do put videos out, they'll know about it and everything. So you can definitely just take a look at all the links I have down below. You can connect with Mari on all these things and see when the next werewolf book comes out, and then be invited to the red carpet party when her movie comes out.
Oh, that'd be exciting. And I want to say hello to the people on my Facebook page.
Go ahead.
My Twitter fans. And thank you so much for your support. I love werewolves, and I love posting about them, and I learned so much from them. So I'm very grateful. I mean, I met like thousands of people through Facebook. It's just on Twitter, and then Pinterest now. I'm there. So yeah, I just want to say
keep
hi.
up with
Thank you.
all those sites.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, this is your shout out. Shout out to all your fans and your friends.
Yes. So yeah, I think that's it. And yeah, and have a howling good Halloween, everybody.
Oh yes, yeah, I know. Halloween's right around the corner.
I hope to see those werewolf costumes, and I hope they post them on my pages so I can share them with everybody.
Excellent, excellent. Well, there you go. So So on Facebook and Pinterest, I don't have your Pinterest link here yet, so I will track that down and add it to my description.
Okay.
And everything. Well, I'll have you email it to me or something.
Excellent.
But that way we can get it on there. And so basically, what you're asking is all the people out there, however you dress up for Halloween, which is really cool, take a selfie. Yeah, new thing of the 21st century. It's all about me. Take a selfie and post it and send it to her Facebook. Post it to her Facebook. Post it to her Twitter. Post it to her Pinterest.
Exactly. I would love to see that. That's so much fun. Yeah.
That'd be great.
Let's get the wolf pack together.
Yes, exactly. Get the wolf pack together. And there's your group, the fans for you to call them, the wolf pack.
Yes.
All right. Well, hey, thank you very much, Mari, for being on ODNT and letting us shine the spotlight on you.
Thank you so much. I had a great time.
Of course. So don't hang up just yet. I'll come back to you. We'll chat for a couple more minutes, but I'll go ahead and close this down for everyone else. So again, her book, Mari Hamill's book, Werewolf Nights, is on sale right now. If you're watching this before Halloween has happened, it's 99 cents on Kindle. So I've got the link down there to Amazon. Run out and get it. So go ahead and check that out. So once again, thank you very much for tuning into ODNT, where we shine the spotlight on another wonderful author, Mari Hamill. And go ahead and subscribe to ODNT. We have many more authors, artists, musicians, all sorts of guests coming. And it's going to be a lot of fun, so you want to be advised of those. So subscribe to this channel, and you'll get your email from YouTube letting you know we've got another video out. So thank you very much for joining us, and have yourself a great day. Bye.